New Zealand is currently facing a diabetes epidemic. More than 200,000 New Zealanders have type 1 or 2 diabetes already, and by 2020 that figure is expected to rise to 500,000. So managing the disease in an economic fashion could have long-term benefits to the health system. Pharmac is presently considering a range of changes to diabetic technology and care that they say could save $10 million. But diabetics themselves are defiantly opposed to those changes. More than 300,000 people have written to Pharmac begging them not to go ahead with it. So will they listen? Kate King reports.
Ruth Hill has had diabetes since she was 8 years old. Now 31, it's not just a disease, but a way of life.
I am heavily reliant on testing my sugars. At the moment, I'm doing about 15 tests a day because I'm pregnant. Otherwise, typically, up to 10 tests a day.
But Pharmac is proposing to delist several diabetic products currently funded in New Zealand, including the meter and strips which help run Ruth's insulin pump.
So now it's going to pump my insulin for me, deliver, and it's pumping away, and it's connected to me there like that.
So the insulin is just going straight in?
It's just pumping now. You can hear it clicking over. Yeah.
What an amazing piece of technology.
It is. It's absolutely fantastic. It's like a pancreas in my hand, basically. Bionic woman.
So what you're saying is this pump won't be able to work if Pharmac delists these strips?
No, absolutely not.
And that's $7,000?
Yep.
Down the drain?
Down the drain, yeah.
This is the brand replacing it. 2 models of the CareSense range are already available in New Zealand, but less than 1% of diabetics choose to use it, while the third and latest model isn't available yet and has only been tested for accuracy, not usability.
People with diabetes don't want to be experimented on.
I'm a mother with a 3-year-old and a baby on the way. I will not be able to cope with another change.
The electronic meters and strips tell diabetics their blood glucose levels and how much insulin they need. There are currently 6 brands to choose from, but Pharmac wants to switch to a sole supplier to save $10 million.
This proposal that Pharmac's put out to the community is part of Pharmac's usual program of seeking to value for money from its expenditure. And Pharmac does that because it's really important to us that we're able to increase access to new treatments.
So effectively saving money to spend elsewhere in the health sector, but at what cost to diabetics? Roughly 120,000 meters will have to be medically disposed of, and the same number of people retrained.
The disruption it's going to cause to those presently using meters to have to relearn a whole new technology base will mean that some will merely give up.
So just before Jack does any sport or goes swimming, any extra activity, we always test his bloods.
Like Ruth, 10-year-old Jack's management of his diabetes would be severely affected.
It affects lifestyle, it affects health to a huge degree, and I think it would be a really backward step for diabetics in New Zealand to switch to something where they necessarily won't test as much as what they should be testing.
There are more than 200,000 New Zealanders with type 1 and 2 diabetes. 120,000 of them use these meters to keep their blood glucose levels in check. But many argue CareSense is outdated. It has no backlight and requires 30 minutes to warm up in temperatures below 10 degrees.
A number of issues have been raised around the technical capability of the meters. That is one of them. Clearly, some of the answers will need to come back from the manufacturer.
Technology is changing quite quickly around diabetes globally, and it just seems that we're going backwards with this particular proposal and this particular meter.
While Pharmac argues it's not a one-size-fits-all arrangement, the CareSense brand will need to be used by the young, the elderly and the pregnant.
And that creates a problem. This page from the CareSense end manual says do not test on newborns or pregnant women because the test results may be affected by the red blood cell count, therefore producing inaccurate results.
More than 3,000 submissions have been written against the proposal. Pharmac says that's a lot, more than they were expecting. So will they rethink?
We've made no decision yet.
I wish Pharmac could come and live with me for a week and see what my life involves, and then they can think about what it would be like if they take it away from us.
Kate King.